do, kind of starting off. When I came in, Joe was kind of telling me about the South. I've never been here before. How many of you guys have never been here before? That's pretty great. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so none of us have ever been here before. And so I think it's really easy for us as Christians. I would say that we live in what's called a post-Christian culture. And so Christianity's come to the United States. It's been here for a while. And we're starting to lose our roots as to what it really means to follow Jesus. That's why there are more churches closing their doors today than there are churches opening their doors. And when churches actually open their doors, it's not actually new believers that are coming in their doors. It's just people that are shifting from one church to another. And so I just want to reiterate what we're doing here. And as I was talking to Joe and what the purpose of this is, every time I come and I speak someplace, I just feel like we need to recapture what the heck we're doing. And so what I'm doing here and why we're gathered here together is this isn't, so-and-so from Baptist Church. This isn't, yeah, you're there, and we're not trying to erase that. Right? But the reality is that we've been saved by the blood of the Lamb. Amen. We're here to worship Jesus, and we're here to try and understand what does it mean to follow Jesus more. What does that look like? And so what's happened is as we become part of the post-Christian culture, I just want to really mention 4 things. This isn't what I'm talking on. This is just to prep us, right? We live in a very consumeristic culture, right? We want to eat whatever we want to eat, when we want to eat it, want to go out and buy that kind of stuff. And that's seeped, right? That's into our church. So much so that when we come to church, when we come to a gathering like this, if the worship, right, isn't good, you guys did an awesome job. And so, but right, the reality is that, yeah, thank you for coming to lead us. And it's really cool because Elias, right? Elias came with like 3 other guys that they're not a part of this church, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the sense of unity that you guys have, particularly because as church folks, you get a lot of different people in a room like this, you start to be afraid. And you start to have the issue of comparison. We start to have the issue of pride and saying like, man, my ministry is better than your ministry. What can I say in order to make my ministry look better than your ministry? Well, how many people, right? The question we always have, how many people are coming to your group? That's a pretty bad question to ask at times. It's a pretty bad question. The question I would rather ask, which is the question that Jesus asked, which is, are you faithful? Have you been faithful with what he's given you? Well, have you been faithful? There are missionaries right all the way across in China, man, they don't ever see a single convert their entire life, and then they get murdered. And so are we basing their ministry off of how many converts they had, or how many people are coming to watch them preach? No, it's based off of it. So anyway, I'm getting off track here. So the issue is what we're doing here is we're just coming together as a group of believers trying to understand how can we follow Jesus better. How can we do that as brothers while we can lower the pride and increase the humility and increase the honesty? And one of the things Joe said is it's very true that when you're a leader of any kind within the church, it's only other leaders that you're really able to sit down with and be like, you know what I mean? This happened. Dude, so-and-so slept with so-and-so. I'm struggling with pornography, masturbation. Can I talk with you? I feel like the evil one is attacking me. Man, no one's showing up to anything that we do. Or man, I had to be the person to go get the food and bring the chairs and preach and lead worship. Right? Only other leaders in that realm can understand one another, and it's helpful to get together to encourage. So I'm really thankful. I've never been here before, but I'm really thankful for the South Texas Youth Leaders Network, and I want to try to make this part of my regular attendance. Kind of be with other folks on the same thing. So, 4 quick things. Today, lowering Christian consumerism. I'm not a professional speaker, so this isn't my deal. And so I just want you to hear what I have to say, regardless of whether I say it well or not, okay? And so I want you to hear what I have to say. And right, we're all followers of Jesus, so we want to do that with an air of humility. And so that means lowering the pride. I've said that a couple times. So consumerism, pride. I hope, and I'm speaking from my own sinfulness. This is me when I come to events like this. I'm the person that often will listen to speakers and be, I've heard that before. I know. know what you're saying. We have papers on your tables, and so they're notes for you to fill in. Oftentimes you go to things like this, or maybe you do it to your own pastor. You can already guess what they're going to say by the fill in the blanks. Most of these things you can probably guess what I'm going to say, but I'm still asking you to listen to me. And not just to me as a person, right? As if God's called me here to be here, so please listen. 3, jealousy, issues like this, you can be like, man, I should be the person up there speaking. Man, it's not really an issue of who's speaking or not. It really isn't. It's just, God, what do you have to say to us today? There's plenty of things that all of you can teach me, and I should be the one sitting in the seat. And so, but this is just kind of where we're at today. And for a critical spirit, there's always a tendency whenever people are talking, whenever your pastor's talking, whenever a speaker is talking, to criticize what they're saying instead of actually listening and internalize what they're saying. Those are just a couple of things. Christian consumerism, pride, jealousy, and critical spirit. Oh man. Just kind of leading off of that today. That's probably going to happen several more times throughout this talk. This is what I want to do. I want to start off with a challenge today. Don't play the video quite yet, Justin. I want to start off with a challenge today. This is what I'm going to challenge you to do. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. And I just want you to be alone with Jesus. I'm going to give you 2 minutes of silence, and I just want you to be with Jesus. I want you to try and clear everything out of your mind, all the things you got to do, all the places you got to be. You're looking at your watch, wondering when this is going to get over. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes. Ready? Go.